What's up, everybody? It's Ulu. Welcome back to my channel. How's it? How's everybody doing? How's it? Welcome to my channel. If you've been following my channel, you know that we've been talking about parenting styles, different parenting styles. I just did a video on authoritarian parenting. The authoritarian parent, basically is a strict parent, basically has very strict rules and guidelines, has high expectations, basically has consequences for every misbehavior, sets standards very high for the child. The pros and cons, we went over that. Children are able to be self-regulating, being able to be high achievers. The lows or the cons of that would be brothers and sisters don't know how to self-regulate on certain things because they cannot make a move without the approval of the parent. So basically they're not able to think on their own. They wait for the parents to tell them what to do. Very poor social skills, and also kind of like lack of empathy, things like that. But today we're going to talk about the permissive parent or the indulgent parent. Now, the permissive parent is basically complete opposite of the authoritarian parent. The authoritarian parent, again, is strict and very clear, concise guidelines. The indulgent parent, however, has little or no rules or regulations, has no real expectations of the child. They're very nurturing and loving. They're very responsive. They're very attentive to their child. Not much structure, not much structure. They often seem more like a friend rather than a parent figure. They have, like I said, they have low expectations of self-control or maturity. They tend to ask their child to make major decisions. They tend to ask their child their opinion on major decisions that the parent should be making. They may use bribery, like gifts, toys, and food, as a way to get the child to behave or correct misbehaving. Basically, there's no consequences. Again, little structure or schedule, rarely enforces, like I said, rarely enforces consequences. Okay, so we're going to go over the negative effects. The negative effects, they may display low achievement in many areas in academics or extracurricular. Parents have little to no expectations of that. They may make more poor decisions because the child struggles to have good problem solving skills and decision making skills. They don't have the foundation that they need, because the parent is just like, oh, whatever. And mostly the whole approach to the permissive parenting is a child will be a child, a kid will be a kid, let them do what they want to do. They feel like they just have to be nurturing and loving and have no consequences. There's no boundaries that are set. They are prone to delinquency and substance abuse. I believe that, they're talking about when the child gets older. They may show more aggression and less emotional understanding. So basically they have no balance with their thoughts and with their emotions. They basically will have more of an emotional reaction to things and unable to self-control because they don't have the balance to think about the problem itself or the situation. And they just basically are gonna go on pure emotion. They do not learn to deal with their emotions effectively, especially when they don't get what they want. Unable to manage their time and habits without structure, they don't know their limits. So basically they just they just, like I said, they're doing whatever they want. They may watch too much TV. They may play too much computer games. For example, they don't know when to take a shower. They don't know when it's time to just shut it down. They actually have no self-discipline because they have lack of boundaries, and academically they lack motivation. And the reason why they lack motivation is because there's no expectations, of them. The parents don't expect nothing. They're just loving and loving and loving and loving and loving. But there are positive effects to this permissive parenting style, okay? So there's a lot of warmth, like I said earlier. There's a lot of affection. There's a lot of responsiveness to situations or the child's, emotional need, as far as being, loving and nurturing. Protective effects. Now, this is the interesting thing. Protective effects. Some studies show that permissive parenting style has the same protective effects as the authoritarian parenting style against substance abuse. Reason why is because they have good self-esteem, and great social skills. Permissive parenting produced outcomes in terms of self-esteem and social skills, according to some studies on this wellmind.com site. It just shows that, and also take into consideration that these parenting styles may be because of culture, tradition or whatever, and that it may work effectively. I had I know a therapist that said she did everything for her child. Now, I don't know if she did everything for her child and there was no discipline, and structure, or if there was discipline and structure. But yeah, I was, and she was Indian, a therapist. She was Indian, and she said that she did everything for her child, and she said her child is okay. Who knows? Who really knows? Until that child becomes an adult and things start surfacing, we don't really know if everything is okay because of the way she parented. We don't know. I don't know that, but I'm not going to assume. But, no, I don't do everything for my kid. I do not do everything for my kid. As a preschool teacher, I have seen and gone into people's homes. I've seen super strict parents to the point where the child does not even want to even listen to the parent. I've seen parents that are super loving and indulgent and permissive to the point where the child doesn't even care. And when you think about it, there are two different extremes, and there are positive effects to both parenting styles. But the permissive parenting style, I've seen parents who were completely permissive and super nurturing, super loving, but the child does not know how to self-regulate because there's no boundaries. I had one kid that was being cared for by their grandparent, and the child was just out of this world. And I even heard the grandparents say, and it's I can see where the grandparent is going to be like, okay, I'm going to take care of my grandchild, okay, but it's a different relationship versus the parent. Now, unfortunately, in this situation, the parent wasn't there. That was an uninvolved parent. Okay, uninvolved parent. Um, Basically, the parent, maybe I seen the parent pick up the child one time, two times, and it would be the grandparent that pick up the child all the time. And I heard the grandparent say, "Yeah, they're just kids." Now, it already tells me that the parent is very permissive, or excuse me, the grandparent is very permissive and does not expect any type of good behavior or anything or any type of self-control or self-regulation. And it could be the situation that the child was in. Now, not always the parent is going to be a permissive parent because of they just think that okay, the permissive parenting is just the way to go. That's not it. Again, like I said, it could be culture. It could be a situation where the parent is really not involved because of work, you know. Um, I don't, like for like in me, I work all the time. Well, I work 5 days a week, but the thing is, when my kids are sleeping, I am at work. And when my kids are at school and things like that and doing their thing that they have to do, it's in the daytime, but I'm sleeping. So I myself, I realize that some things I have permitted because maybe I'm unaware, or maybe because I just am tired and I'm sleeping. However, to get that balance, you must develop a checklist of household rules, of their chores, of their expectations, and have them do what they need to do. Um, I went in the living room tonight. Excuse me. I went in the kitchen, and I went to get me something to eat before getting online, and I saw that my 9-year-old wrote a list. Okay, she wrote a list. Hold on. Okay, so this is my girl, 9 years old. Her list: 1, brush teeth. This is when she wakes up. 2, get clothes on. 3, brush hair. 4, unplug phone and put it in bag. Put it on silent. And 5, head to school. 6, repeat. I was very impressed that she did this. I was very, very impressed that she did this. Now, this is just her morning routine. I was very impressed with that list. I really was. And I'm very proud of her. I'm very proud of her. So, in the morning, I will tell her that I'm very proud of her. I am, however, going to modify the list, and I will do one for her for nighttime. But she took the initiative to do that so that she's not late for school. She doesn't forget. She remembers. There are things about, what she does to get ready for school that I have to talk to her about. And I try to address those each time in the morning time before she goes to school every morning. But like I said, because I work the night shift, and I'm sleeping during the day when she gets home. Honestly, when she gets home, I'm up and I get ready for work, and I only have a little bit of time to spend with my girls, and then I have to go to work. Sometimes I feel shitty about it, but most times, my kids are pretty much self-regulated. Being a single mom, I will say that again, you know, permissive parenting, authoritarian parenting, maybe because of culture, living situation, and livelihood, not just because they want to be, or there's a situation going on and the parents just feel like, let them go. There's many reasons why parents might be permissive. And there's many reasons why parents might be strict. Again, because of culture, and they have no time to waste. They have, they want the child to be perfect, and they want the child to do well. Understand that these parenting styles, to me, is not wrong. It's not wrong. Um, you're gonna do what's good for you. Each parenting style may work differently for each individual family or parent, or however, anyone who is taking care of a child, even if they're not theirs, you know. But that's it for tonight. Tell me which parenting style you are, and what works for you. Everybody have a good night. Mahalo for watching. Aloha. Laters.